Hi everyone, my name is Santiago from the Arena and just wanted to let you know about a new tool we've added to the toolbox called the Progress to Goals report. It comes in two versions. One is Google Form version, the other is a Google Form plus van. And so if you have organizers and you want them to submit a nightly report, they can do so via Google Form. But if you're a slightly larger campaign that's a little bit more sophisticated, they can submit volunteer metrics via Google Form, but your voter contact metrics can come directly from Van. And so this is a very flexible tool, gives organizing directors kind of a way of prioritizing, setting goals, and tracking progress to those goals really easily. And is a nice bridge from another tool from our toolbox called the Organizing Goals Calculator. So these are two tools that can work in tandem together and be a helpful resource to you and hopefully save you a lot of time in setting up some reporting. So I'm going to walk through an example of this now. And the reason why we've set this up in two different versions is because I believe it's really important for campaigns of all sizes to be tracking their progress. A lot of campaigns have a limited amount of time and resources. We wanted to make sure this was flexible so that at the very least campaigns could start tracking metrics. But bigger campaigns who are using Van and are a little bit more savvy with some of the export features in Van could also utilize this and add some extra accountability to the tool. So I'm going to walk you through the Van version. The instructions online will show you both versions and show you how to integrate it. But it's pretty flexible, and so you can set volunteer recruitment goals, goals specific to your persuasion program, your turnout program, or voter registration. Now, we understand maybe not all campaigns are doing all of these things. Maybe you're doing volunteer recruitment and you're doing turnout, plus turnout. This is very flexible in that anything that you're not using here, you can delete, hide, get rid of, and make this your own. But we have these nice drop downs here where you can come in and select the metrics. This actually will order and prioritize how it's shown in the report. And so this is a very important step. And this is something that will probably evolve and change as your campaign progresses towards election day. Below that is a really nice section where you can take those overall goals that you've set in your goals calculator and allocate them to your organizers or regions so that depending on the type of turf that they have or the potential for volunteer recruitment, they have goals that make sense for them. And so this works in terms of just giving you a space where you can come in and allocate goals. And there's some nice conditional formatting here that just reminds you and lets you know if you've fully allocated that goal in each category. And so this will essentially split out the metrics related to each category under volunteer recruitment, volunteer, persuasion phone calls or door knocks. All of that will be something that you can come in here and update. And so once this is set, you can come in and paste in your goals from the Organizing Goals Calculator. You can simply enter in those weekly goals. We have some nice formulas here that are just doing some work for the report, so ask that you don't delete anything that says do not delete or is in these dark gray cells, don't delete those. But here you can just kind of paste in, and we have a nice tab on the goals calculator that will show you just kind of like, it's called goals export. You can copy and paste those goals here. And this is what the report looks like. It's pretty simple. It breaks metrics out into two different categories. Kind of a weekly column and then your totals column. And then here, based off of what you prioritized, will give you some nice visuals in terms of here are the top goals that we've set that we want to be tracking, and it'll give you kind of your progress to goal as far as totals. This weekly view can be toggled and changed using a drop down that's highlighted in blue, and it'll show you this week, so you can see your progress to goal for this week. You can toggle back to last week and see if you hit your goals and see how the team performed. And you can also look ahead to the week that's coming. And this is really helpful for organizers as they're thinking about and recruiting for the next week's shifts, what work is to be done. And so you'll get this really nice kind of view with the metric goal, and then the progress to that goal. And to kind of give a nice concise view, we have a nice little plus sign here that condenses it, but if we want to open it up and see all of the different metrics we might be tracking, you can see all of those here. And if we are showing a goal, you'll see what that goal is and your progress to it. You can do this exact same thing on the totals to see from now until election day, like what is our progress and are we on track. This view is similar in all of the subsequent tabs. So each category of metrics has its own tab. So you have a volunteer recruitment, persuasion, turnout, and voter registration. If you're not using, say, the voter registration tab, you can just go ahead and hide it. Your organizers don't have to see it. They don't have to be confused by it. It just is really flexible so that, again, you're showing only what's relevant to them and what they should be focused on in that week. And so how does data get in here? And so in both versions of this report, data gets in via a Google form. This is a really, really simple tool, not fancy at all, but a lot of campaigns use it, and a lot of campaigns, you know, recreate this, some version of this. And so we wanted to give kind of like, here's an example, here's a starting place. And so we give some instructions here on how to copy this. And this is really for you to make your own. Once you copy it, deleting metrics, maybe you call something different, maybe it's not house meetings, maybe it's house parties. No matter what you call it, you can track it here. We give you some specific instructions on how, if you're adding metrics or taking out metrics, how you can adjust the report and make sure that you're syncing your responses to this tab. So we have an example here of just like, you know, a form with some metrics that have been submitted so you can see what it looks like. But in our instructions, we actually show you how to delete this form and add your form into this so that data can go into this, this data tab that we've created that has formulas that are already ready to pull numbers into these progress to goal tabs. And so that's the progress to goal report. Again, if you're using Van and are pretty sophisticated in your Van use, we have this also set up to take some very simple Canvas exports from my campaign, my voters. We've color coded this so that as you're pasting things in, you know sort of where data should go. But you know, a couple of data exports from Van can get you some metrics that are hard numbers that will show you what kind of progress your team is making. And so that is the Progress to Goals report. And we wish you good luck and thank you for checking out the tools in the toolbox, and we'll see you next time.